And welcome back. Match 10 of day 1 of the Alliance Tournament Finals. We have DarkSide versus Morsus Mihi. DarkSide in the left-hand side of your screen in red, fielding 2 Lokis, 2 Hurricanes, 2 Curse, 2 Thrashers, and an Oneros.
And from Morsus Mihi, we have 3 Macarials, 1 Oneros, 3 Dramiels, and 3 Daredevils. It looks like CCP Claw's new triple rule is coming to play pretty heavily for Morsus Mihi.
Yeah, strangely enough, we're seeing dual ships from DarkSide. It's a nice loadout though. I like the twin Lokis, and I like a pair of Curses as well. That's a lot of cap warfare right there.
I think so, but against a majority Matari setup, Angel Cartel setup, I'm not sure how effective those pair of Curses are going to be. Though they can wield logistics drones, I think one or both of those Hurricanes is going to get obliterated very, very quickly.
Well, I think those 2 Curses are going to give that Oneros pilot a serious run for his money. He's going to have some serious difficulty trying to keep those frigates alive, and probably the 3 Max as well, unless they can keep the logistics pilot out of range. The Curse, of course, getting quite heavy bonuses to its Nosferatu and its Newton power. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. A lot more DPS on the field for Morsus Mihi, but a little more of a versatile setup for DarkSide, that's for sure.
Absolutely, the versatility really coming in the form of those Lokis there, and those Thrashers. You can get quite a bit of E-War on those destroyer hulls, but also the Lokis themselves have very, very differing setups depending on the subsystems. Already we're seeing a heavy amount of damage going on to Dinge, the Dramiel of Morsus Mihi, although we are seeing some damage split between the pair of Dramiels at the moment.
Yeah, we can see there looking at our commentary screen. In fact, it looks as if these Lokis might be passively armor tanked. Autocannon fitted, of course. People going for the preference of fall-off over outright alpha, as always. It's interesting to see we've got mainly Galenti drones on the field this time around. A huge pile of Hornet EC300s out from Morsus Mihi, along with a real swarm of Hobgoblin 2s for DarkSide.
I'm not seeing a whole ton of E-War effects from Morsus Mihi, but a ton of their ECM drones are all over the, I believe it's the Hurricanes, the heavy DPS dealers of DarkSide at the moment. It looks like we're about to lose a second heavy tackler in the Dramiel from Morsus Mihi, although now we have a may get traded for a Curse. Now barely into armor.
Wow, on our screens here we have an uncountable number of Hornet EC300s on the field for Morsus Mihi. It looks as if they might pretty much have the entire DPS of DarkSide shut down completely, because there's in excess of 20, maybe 30 Hornet EC300s on the field. Wow, just unbelievable amounts of ECM there. No actual dedicated ECM ships by the look of it, other than the ability to damp. But wow, just that's going to give Morsus Mihi that's going to give DarkSide really rather some serious trouble.
It's interesting that DarkSide was really quick on the trigger to get those Hobgoblins out on the field and get locks and assign them before they could get jammed out. Being able to change those drones and get their guns on Morsus Mihi. We're seeing a lot of those Hobgoblins all over well, now dead dual Dramiels and Daredevil. It looks like damage is slowing down as DarkSide isn't able to control the drones anymore.
Oh, first Curse for DarkSide. Nightshade heading into armor. Wow, it's amazing. I cannot believe how many ECM drones are on the field. That is absolutely astonishing. It's left DarkSide in a position where they basically, it looks as if they just can't really do much. The Lokis appear both to be completely locked down. I can't actually see any fire from them at all. The Hurricanes, I do believe, may be firing, but that's about it.
DarkSide is holding on. There's still not a lot of damage from those Macarials, and each one should be able to do an excess of 800 plus DPS in the autocannon fits. Not seeing any, and the last Dramiel from Morsus Mihi dies. I'm not seeing really any usage of smart bombs. Maybe those Hurricanes have nukes on them instead. Perhaps not the wisest decision with the import of the logistics drones. DarkSide really does seem to be holding on quite quite rarely against the incredible amount of damage potential out of Morsus Mihi. He's still really not seeing that damage come to its full floor.
Yeah, I'm really trying to see what's going on here. DarkSide seem to have picked the pace up quite well. They're getting the DPS down now. An Eros pilot, Genyoshi Idol for DarkSide, really keeping his guys going. It's seriously impressive showing.
And Morsus Mihi just loses their Oniros, so the battle of endurance wages on with the entire DarkSide team still on the field. For each ship that goes down, we lose effectively a multispectral jammer with full skills on any of the DarkSide ships. So as more and more ships die for Morsus Mihi, the more damage should be coming out of DarkSide. So faster and faster this match should become.
It's amazing to see this. This Neros pilot for DarkSide is actually bordering on 100 clicks out. He's right on the edge of his effective remote weapon range by the looks of it for quite a few of his gang members, but he's doing an awesome job so far.
DarkSide proving that they are a very, very intelligent team. The setup may not have been optimal for them, but they're making the most of it. Definitely with individual piloting, able to compensate for lack of perhaps robustness in this setup. The first Macarial now for Morsus Mihi entering structure close to die.
Absolutely, completely and utterly close to die. This isn't looking good at all for Morsus Mihi. They've fared reasonably well in tournaments in the past. Never one of the favourites or real contenders for the final, but they've always done well in the past. And it's unfortunate to see them go out, but it was again, I think 50-50. DarkSide had the cap warfare to start out with, and it would completely not affect the DPS capability of the Morsus Mihi team, being them all Matari and not needing actual cap to fire projectiles. But it's just, wow, it's pretty much been a whitewash on the part of DarkSide.
The cap warfare from DarkSide does severely limit the mobility of the Morsus Mihi team, but that didn't seem to be the core of their strategy to begin with. However, it's interesting that the targets that were called by Morsus Mihi. It appeared that those curses were really much more of a threat than we can see at this point. The Oniros pilot for DarkSide really putting on a solid performance, and DarkSide putting those drones out very, very quickly and getting them assigned to the tacklers really made a difference in this match, because each Dramiel able to field 3 ECM drones at a time really put a dampener on the effective damage output of DarkSide.
Absolutely, Anthony. I mean, I've got to completely agree. Oniros pilot for DarkSide has done an absolutely outstanding job. Wow. Another Macarial down there for Morsus Mihi, and it's pretty much just a matter of time.
Macarial is a beautiful ship. It's great with autocannon. It's great for the just incredible alpha of the artilleries, but Morsus Mihi just got completely outplayed.
Absolutely. Again, I agree completely. You can see there, he's webbed, he's tackled, and this is putting Morsus Mihi completely out of the game. DarkSide, of course, again, one of the newcomers, one of the favourites, proving again that they've got what it takes to wipe the floor, frankly, with a long-standing and a well-established alliance.
It occurred to me that probably why there wasn't a whole lot of DPS from Morsus Mihi was the incredible bonus that Chris also may be lesser known for, or it's less obvious, is the tracking disruptor, which is an incredibly potent form of electronic warfare, but it is generally racial specific, as the more common Caldari ships aren't affected by this at all. We'll let the experts in the studio deal with that one, though. Back to you, Soundwave.